Guten Abend allerseits, welcome back to Tom Plays EU4 for absolute beginners. We're back with Austria, and we have successfully got the four big nations that that Austria has a chance of getting: Hungary, Bohemia, Milan and Burgundy. So well on our way. One thing I don't think I mentioned is that because Bohemia is in a personal union with us, if our ruler dies, Ferdinand, he's only 25 thankfully, while Bohemia still has a negative opinion of us, they will probably fragment, we'll probably lose them from the personal union, and then we would have to attack them again, and it's an absolute pain. So there's something to be said for attacking them when your leader is young. It isn't something I was really... It isn't something I was really thinking about when I was doing it, so we got quite lucky actually that that our ruler died during the war, because that could have been a nuisance. As it is, we will hopefully have an opportunity to get them on board before anything like that happens. Hopefully helping them put their own peasants down will make them like us a bit more. Okay, so where are we at? We apparently have a small chance of getting a Habsburg on the throne of Poland, or as an heir at least. Palatinate and Brandenburg we have a decent chance. So let's just improve relations with both of them. I'm not convinced it makes a difference, but I don't think it would hurt. I think our legitimacy is going to harm us a bit there, unfortunately. But there is a limit to what we can realistically do about that. Okay, 55. Lord Heretics. Definitely want to put those down. Although actually it looks like they might be about to do it themselves, so maybe I shouldn't worry. I'm definitely rethinking this province here, because while it's going to be a pain to maintain, we could start, if we have this province, we could start expanding northwards into Denmark, which gives us another avenue for expansion. It's definitely something worth thinking about. Plus that's a long way from the Italian states, so we won't have to worry about our aggressor expansion from that affecting them, like we would with Venice. Alright, fair enough. I guess we'd already had the same idea. Let's start improving relations with Poland then. I actually have a feeling that if we can get these four on board early, it will probably just fulfill this mission. It's just how easy it'll be to do with the two that we haven't had many dealings with, Mantua and Saluzzo. Especially while our aggressive expansion is so high. So yeah, might just leave it for now. Okay, we do actually have a bunch of claims on them already. What about France? We have no reason to attack France at all. That's actually a bit of a nuisance. But I'm not going to worry about it. Naples. Also, no reason to attack Naples. However, we probably could gain a casus belli on them. Yeah, we could fabricate a claim on Naples. Cardinals across the border. That will upset who? Hungary. How rich are we at the moment? Not very. I don't think we can afford a +3 spy master. Oh right, I see, sorry, that's not a problem. It's going to upset Hungary. But I think we can probably survive it. And it will give us another cardinal. Sorry, Hungary. I have to send a diplomat across at some point. Right, you go back to Wien. And I'm probably going to split you in two. England is a papal controller, so we put 5 papal influence in to becoming the next one. So to some extent we're now running down the clock on our aggressive expansion, keeping an eye out for opportunities with the Italian states, running down the clock on our truce with Venice, and also we definitely want to try to get the Renaissance, which I don't think should actually be that expensive now. Yeah, it's only 352 ducats, so we probably don't want to do any more technologies. Oh, good grief. So having just split our army, I'm going to bring them back to put down these pretender rebels. Okay, this is just a general bad thing. We've just been given more corruption. Not sure how quickly we are dealing with that. Pretty quickly, actually. So we're fine. And that will deal with itself. Let's put these guys down. Hopefully we'll give the current rulers of Hungary some, well, not rulers, but governors of Hungary some reason to forgive us for stealing their cardinal. So yeah, probably Renaissance next, because before we try to worry about Italian states again, I just want this aggressive expansion to have time to go down a bit. Should be fine. The Ottomans are attacking Venice in a big way. Unfortunately, they're already allied with France. And we can't pull anyone into an aggressive war for a while because we kind of used up all our goodwill there. We're getting Bohemia and reigning in Genoa. So yeah. I have to stay put. Okay, so the clergy want us to attack the Ottomans, which we pretty much just determined we can't do. Depletion of manpower, that's an option because I don't want to attack anyone anytime too soon, and the burghers want us to have a better fleet. Now the fleet is quite tempting, and actually would be quite easy to do, so I might go with the burghers. Especially if we're considering attacking Denmark at some point. That's what we currently have. Yeah, our fleet at the moment is very small. So let's... We've got 4 transport ships and 2 galleys. So what I'm thinking is, let's get our transport ships up to 10. Okay, that's going to take it up to 11, so I've gone over by 1. And then I think that leaves us room for 3 more galleys. Although I'm now out of money, so maybe not. Bohemian pretender rebels this time. Okay, let's go help with those. Military access from France. It's quite common for the Ottomans to ally with Bohemia. I think there's actually... Bohemia? Sorry, I mean Bohemia. For the Ottomans to ally with France, I think there's actually an event for that to happen, because it did happen historically. It is quite a nuisance though. But of course that was the idea. France felt a bit surrounded by the Empire on one side and by Castile on the other, and ultimately Spain, so the Ottomans were their best chance to sort of even the odds, so we're just going to have to deal with it. I am still tempted by an alliance with England. Even though it does make things harder with France. Okay, it would appear that we have lost all our chances to get Habsburg heirs on these thrones. And we haven't been successful with any of them, which is upsetting, but that is life. We've still got the one in Castile, so that's something. In fact, I might just improve relations with them, because they're getting a little low. Let's make a start on Naples. I might actually start somewhere in the middle, just in case the Papal State starts attacking them. But yeah, because they're not a member of the Empire and they're not in any way allied to Castile, they might make another good option for a bit of expansion. Worth considering at least. So are these permanent claims that we've got? It's interesting. Got options to expand Hungary as well. Okay. Johanna. Who's she inviting? Diplomatic reputation. I mean, that would be good, but perhaps too expensive for us. I think we might be better off just asking the current one to work harder. I'm hoping we'll be able to get up to +3 at some point. But you've got to remember that Burgundy, Hungary and Bohemia, they're personal unions, so they're not actually giving us any money. So while militarily we're quite powerful, financially we're still very dependent on our gold mine. So not tremendously rich at the moment. Not so fussed about Catholic zealots. Got a long way to go with our manpower still as well. Okay, so this is good. I believe we've just inherited Burgundy. So that will make us a lot richer, and also give us the opportunity to make claims on France. So we're going to just start adding these states in. It will also remove one of our diplomatic relations. Hang on, nope. Oh yeah, sorry. I thought I clicked the wrong button there, but you actually can't. It's greyed out. So that is a big plus. It also gets us access to the English Channel trade node, which we haven't really looked into much, but that's a big plus, and it gives us closer access to Denmark for when we start expanding up there. We'll still probably need ships to get there, but yeah, that's actually really positive. That's the sort of thing that we would like to happen to all of our personal unions in theory, but it's not something I'm planning to push. We've also gained a second fleet. Although I imagine it's also pushed up. Oh no, our naval force limit is has not gone up, so shouldn't we have fulfilled our... We have, I just didn't notice. Okay, brilliant. Question is, do we want to keep that as 2 fleets, or do we want to... let's just do yearly inflation. Our inflation's horrendous. So he's technically meant to bring it down, but because of our gold mine, he's only able to keep it stable. So that's a concern. We could bring it down ourselves using administrative power, which we do currently have a lot of, but I was definitely hoping to get the Renaissance before we did any more technology. So let's just leave that for a little. Looks like Bohemia now has a positive opinion of us, so we're not about to lose them. They do still have a high liberty desire. I'm guessing that's because they're quite powerful, so we probably need to start bolstering our army a bit, which is fine, but assuming we still can't make war on France, let's start building a spy network, because we want that as an option. Although it's almost looking like we might want to go straight in for Venice, because the Ottomans are really doing a number on them, so it might be that we can just grab whatever the Ottomans have left as soon as their war is over. So that again would mean that increasing our army would be a good idea. So do we... oh, we don't have a technology for troops as yet. The third type of troop. Artillery, we don't have them yet. I'm seriously considering getting some loans just to push the Renaissance through so we can start building our technology again. In fact, let's do that. I think a couple of loans should do it. Yep, let's take the prestige. Okay, so this is our first embracing an institution. It's only 338 ducats, and that should bring all the costs down for everything. So we'll now immediately grab any technology we can. Get our military technology up. Got a horrendous option here, which has no drawbacks game-wise. So we're going to take it even though it's awful. We're especially going to take it because we are sticking with the loyal Catholic option this time. Okay, we're getting some gems in Antwerp, which we now own. So that's good. And we have lost our rivalry with Venice, so we need to revoke our embargo. So let's become rivals with France. Don't really want to rival England. I'm still considering allying them because they can help us with France. Getting a little lower the Papal State actually, so I might improve relations with them. Okay, where are we up to? Sort of doing bitty things at the moment. We are still gaining money, so we will manage to pay off the loans at some point. Can we now make workshops? We can. And that is an extremely valuable workshop. So let's definitely do that one. And we'll stick one in Brussels as well. Partly doing that for the money and partly because we've got this mission here where we need 5 workshops to advance it. Having done that, let's fulfill these missions that I was holding off on. So recover Silesia. This is going to give us claims on Poland, unfortunately. And what was the other one? Conquer Transylvania. I think that gives us claims on the Ottomans. So that's a little more useful. Hungary can probably deal with these. But seeing as these peasants are right next door, let's deal with those for them. I should probably send a diplomat to Hungary at some point as well. So if we did attack France, who are we fighting? Ottomans, Switzerland, Naples and Florence. Right, that's fine. If we attack Venice, we're not fighting anyone. So we definitely want to go into Venice. First chance we get. They have no allies at the moment. Been severely damaged by the Ottomans. And I don't really feel like we... Oh, could we take the Ottomans on? Problem is we have to take France on as well. And France are quite strong, even though the Ottomans are quite battered. Need to remember that we no longer have Burgundy to help us deal with France. Whereas mopping up any Venetian... We'll see how much of Venice is left when we get there. I think our truce is running out fairly soon. Bartering, okay, so we either gain local autonomy or we spend administrative power to lose inflation. That's probably quite a cheap loss of inflation. Yeah, it is. Let's go with that. It's got to help. I'm going to ignore them. Our prestige is at 100 already. So we can afford to lose a bit. Especially because it's actually going up at the moment. Right, so this is the Catholic versus Protestant one. We definitely want to go with the Catholic one. It does push Reform Desire up, which is a nuisance. I was just checking if we could do artillery yet, but we can't. I don't think we want to ally the Palatinate. We already have too many diplomatic relations, and I actually think we can keep enough electors on board now without having to ally them all. I think we're already allied with Bohemia, with Brandenburg anyway. Yeah. And if we've got a permanent diplomat in 3 leagues, which to be honest we should probably pull out. We probably don't have enough people to have a permanent diplomat. In fact, if we're going to do a permanent diplomat anywhere, it would probably be Bohemia, in all honesty, because they've gone negative again. So let's knock them up. Okay, long-term investment gives diplomatic power versus money. That is a lot of money. Still, trade efficiency will give us some money, and diplomatic power is far more important. So yeah, not going to bother with the alliance. Is there anyone we want to be marrying? I don't believe there is. Reign in Italy. Okay, looks like we've accidentally reigned Montferrat in. I think it's because they're above 150 opinion. So our aggressive expansion goes down. I think it's mostly Mantua we might struggle with. Yeah, let's maintain Bohemia for now. I just don't want them slipping below. And us losing our ruler just as they happen to slip below. It'd be absolute pain if we have to reclaim them. Quite surprised at how long it's taken the Ottomans to finish this war. Okay. Oh, brilliant. That's an extra diplomatic relation. So we're now only losing 1 per month, and if our royal marriage with a Palatinate ends, we will actually not have too many diplomatic relations at all. So we can keep all our diplomatic power. No doubt we will be going in for some more ill-advised marriages later, but for now that is a big plus. Okay. Just improve relations with the Palatinate. Although part of me is tempted to go for Mantua just to see if we can rein the Italian states in early just by getting them to like us. We'll see. I should probably hold off on the buildings for a bit because we do want to get these loans paid off. They're not going to help us with our ongoing interest problem. Oh! Alright. Let's do Sanction Dynasty as a papal blessing. That will help us with our legitimacy, which is still rather languishing. Alright, we get quite a decrease because one of the electors is a subject. Which elector is a subject? It's interesting. Alright, 3 leaves as a vassal of Switzerland. That's a nuisance. Now I could actually liberate Elector, but I'd have to fight France and Poland. I'd forgotten about this. Switzerland have got a... Let's try and improve relations with Mantua. Let's assume we can't just attack them. No, we can't. Although if we could attack them, that would be a brilliant way for us to attack Switzerland without having to deal with their powerful allies. But never mind. Right, France. France. I'm just thinking let's go as far into France as we can so that we can make as many claims as we need on them. Although actually it'd be good to fill in these 2 areas so we can easily get between our 2 posts here. navies. Right. When's our truce with Venice running out, or has it already run out? I think it has already run out. They have very little going for them. Apparently Savoy is on their side now, but I am going to go in for Treviso. We have no diplomats, that's fine. And what else do we want to go for? Padova. Alright, they're there. Okay, actually I might just combine my armies again. And who do I want to pull back? Right, let's bring back the diplomat from Bohemia. So in theory their opinion of us should still be going up. So fairly sure we've already reined Savoy in. So we have no particular need to defeat them. And actually that's going to be a problem, isn't it? Because we don't have Bohemia anymore. So maybe we should actually send an army over there rather than splitting them up. But let's not give Venice a chance to make any more alliances. You just go straight in for them. I'm actually going to attack them. This is probably a really bad idea, actually. I'm happily looking at the skill of our general without taking into account the fact we've only got 3 galleys and everything else as a transport ship. I was hoping that Hungary might join in, given that they're sat literally just there. But apparently that's too much to hope for, and it looks like we're going to get embroiled in dealing with some Swiss peasants. But never mind. This is Hungary doesn't like us very much right now, although they actually do like us. Oh well, never mind. My fault. Bad idea. I think they've even captured some of our ships. Yep, that's fine. In fact, it looks like... Have you eaten someone? Mecklenburg. Right, let's just slow things down while I work out where Mecklenburg are again. We can get them to give territory back diplomatically. Might want to put that one on the back burner for now. Actually, let's pull the diplomat back from Hungary. The problem's going to be working out who Mecklenburg have eaten. Do we want them to give Stolp back? Probably not. Rugen, maybe? Or Wismar? Have we lost Volgast? I feel like they've eaten Volgast. But I'm trying to remember whether Volgast mostly live around Wismar or... oh, they mostly live in Volgast, obviously. Right, okay. But would we have a better chance of... I don't know, Volgast probably makes more sense. Right, so that should give us a prince back. I'm just worried they're going to attack them again because they're right in the middle of their territory. But at least we're back up to 55 princes now. Papal States are also now fighting Venice. Everyone's seeing this as an opportunity, you see, to take land from Venice. Oh, interesting. Right, might just improve relations with Albania. I'm still considering trying to vassalise them. And you never know, they might actually get some land, so they might become more valuable. Seeing as they're joining in on the attack on Venice. I'd imagine the Papal States are mostly after this piece of land. Alright, that's fine. Mecklenburg, we've already done one for Mecklenburg. So I think we can dismiss that one. All things considered. Oh, France. Let's keep going with our claims on France. I feel like this episode's been quite bitty really, but I suppose at least we've got a solid war on Venice happening. Which will push our aggressive expansion up, but hopefully not by too much. Not enough to counteract the amount it's going down by. But I'm sort of thinking with Albania that even though we're still concerned about the harm to diplomatic reputation, having inherited Burgundy, the extra diplomatic relation isn't going to hurt us as much. Yeah, they've lost that land. Oh, but they are there though. And if it became a 3-province nation instead of a 2-province nation, that would make them a lot more valuable. But we'll see. It's very hard to tell who's occupying what when the Papal State's involved. Boundary dispute on Bosnia. Oh yeah. Yeah, I'm definitely game for additional claims on Venice. Okay. Yeah, we could probably get them up there with a royal marriage and... Ooh. Not sure how that happened, but I'm going to send my... what remains of my navy to sea again. And now I'm going to bring him back. Let's move you across there, because you're at least a military ship. Oh, this is good. Might be worth trying to take this island, even though we possibly don't have a claim on it. Simply because it's usually such a pain to take when you're attacking Venice. How are we doing with the Italian states? Okay, fair enough. Nothing much there. Might improve relations with Switzerland. So I've lost a general. Right, so we could make peace with Savoy. We don't have any claims on them. And of course I've conveniently managed to lose all my diplomats. Ah, right, we've run out of the clock on Poland and Brandenburg not being willing to join in. But I think we'll save them for the Ottomans. Or Denmark, potentially. There isn't anyone I particularly want you to release, though, so that's fine. We'll just do the war reparations with you. And actually, Venice we probably can get as well. So what do we have? Treviso, Padova, Verona. See, I feel like we could do better than that. We can certainly get Bosnia. Oh, we haven't taken Venetia yet, have we? Right, so we don't actually want to make peace yet. However, we do want our diplomats to be busy. How soon are we going to need another diplomat? Not soon enough to justify it. Let's just push up Bohemia a bit. They seem to be pretty solidly positive now, but I'm just being a little paranoid with them being our newest acquisition. Alright. Fair enough then. In that case, let's just pick someone random and improve our relations with them. And also make another claim on Naples. It's Genoa. Alright, we already did that one anyway. Bronze cannon, finished with Switzerland, and we've won the siege. Okay, stop, stop, stop. Okay, so our suggested demands gives us Venezia now. Right, it doesn't give us the other places though. So how about if we... Is there an option for... No, we can't return cores. But we can take more places. I think I might go with those actually. And if we can just grab some money. I think it's another one where the suggested demands are lower than what we can get because they're probably going to cause a coalition. Oh, this is new. Oh, that's fine. So we've got a looming disaster. We're in danger of a civil war. The only reason by the look of this is because our overextension is too high, which we're obviously reducing anyway. So yeah, I suspect we're probably going to stop it also. Oh, actually, can we stop it? Because even though it's been caused by our overextension being too high, it says to stop it we need a legitimacy of at least 75. There's not much we can do in any case though. We're going to be reducing our overextension, we're going to be increasing our legitimacy, both as quickly as we can. It's probably just a sign that we pushed our overextension a bit too far. Italian ambition. Oh, that's good. Just positives. Excellent. Okay, summon the Diet. The nobility want the legitimacy restored, which we also want, but it's not very easy to do. Clergy want the Pope to like us better, which we already were working on. The burghers want a marketplace. I'm actually with the burghers on wanting a marketplace though, and they're slightly less loyal, so let's go with the burghers. Because I do think that's valuable. And also let's pay back some loans, as we gain some money from the war. So that gets rid of our loans. Oh, we've still got military access to Switzerland. I'd forgotten that takes a diplomatic relation, so we need to cancel that. So that's been costing us, and we still have a royal marriage with the Palatinate. So that's fine. I need to start making a core. Right, cool. So we might be in danger of a coalition. We definitely need to rebuild this navy. Might actually bring our navies together. We're not that big on navies anyway, and at the moment it's going to be our sole form of transport. But yeah, I should probably consider finishing there. With that, that's all looking pretty good. So yeah, what on earth did we actually do? Well, the big news was probably inheriting Burgundy. So that's helped us a lot. We've now got far more lands in our own right. It does mean we no longer have a powerful friend helping us, but these lands will be contributing money to us. So we can probably start looking at some more valuable advisors soon. Like maybe instead of doing +1 and +2 when they're cheap, we could start doing +2 and +3 when they're cheap. Which would be good, because we always want all the monarch points we can manage. We also conquered some lands from Venice, more than we probably should have done. So our overextension is quite high at the moment, but I do think it's going to be worth it. We especially got Venezia itself, which is usually a pain when fighting Venice. So Venedig, apparently. Venedig is now what it's called. So that's good. We're keeping an eye on Albania, because if we can still vassalize them and they get larger because of the current war, they're probably going to be well worth vassalizing before the Ottomans gobble them up. Assuming we can actually do that. So we're going to be looking at that for next time, as soon as this war ends. And we're building claims on France and Naples. We've probably got claims on the Ottomans, and now Poland will join in. No, they will not, because apparently they quite like the Ottomans. That's a nuisance. Well, we'll see. So yeah, we've got options to attack potentially Denmark, France, Naples and the Ottomans next time, so we'll just see whichever looks weakest, although we do need to keep an eye on the Ottomans. So we might want to look out for any sign of weakness from them. It's going to be a nuisance if Poland decide they like the Ottomans, because they're the main people we're counting on to help us with them. But in any case, we'll leave that for next time. We also, of course, we've now got 10 years before we need to make sure all the Italian states are reined in. So we do want to keep an eye on that. But all the time our aggressive expansion is going down. Well, except when we keep attacking people and taking land, I suppose. But yeah, well, our original aggressive expansion is going down, so that should make things easier the longer we leave it. So we'll see. I still think we can do those 4 diplomatically. I don't think it'll be a massive problem. They're all quite small. So yeah. But we will leave it there for now. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.